of the day that we need to pay a little bit more attention to. The quality of water on Lake Victoria. In the last few weeks, it was revealed that the algae bloom had returned, and that was down to the fact that the water was adulterated with so many pollutants, and that was hindering marine life and also the life of Ugandans who live on the shores. It's a bigger problem, one that requires interagency intervention, and this morning we are talking to Francis Xavier Kizito. He's the Deputy Coordinator, Water Resources Institute in the Ministry of Water and Environment. Many thanks for joining us here on Morning at NTV, Mr. Francis Xavier Kizito.
Thank you so much. Good morning, viewers.
Like the moderator said, Kizito Francis Xavier is my name, from the Ministry of Water and Environment, and the Deputy Coordinator at the Water Resources Institute. The issue of the algae on the Lake Victoria specifically is not the first time it's happening in the country. This has been on for some time, only that it is being persistent. The rate at which it's happening is increasing, and like the moderator said, it's because of the pollution. So this implies that the pollutants are also increasing in the water, and this is specifically happening within the Inner Maction Bay. So the ministry, what we are doing, we have a total of 31 monitoring stations. These are water quality monitoring stations within the Inner Maction Bay. So this has been happening. We do a quarterly monitoring of the water quality. So normally we have 21 monitoring stations in Kampala. We have 10 monitoring stations within NTV. So after doing this monitoring, we do the analysis to bring upon decisions or to support the policy decisions when it comes to how can we try to ensure that the quality of the water is not tampered with. So in Kampala, what I can say, there is already a committee which has been set up to ensure that the quality improves, the pollutants are reduced into the water. So we know the industries that are within Kampala. Most of the industries within the country are within Kampala, Mukono, and Entebbe, and they all, when it comes to what the waste they dispose of, they dispose of the waste within the same area. So again, this becomes an issue when it comes to the quality of the water that we drink. This implies that when it comes to treating this water to ensure that national water supplies good quality water to the people within Kampala, again, the quality, it is quite expensive to have that.
Okay.
So
just finalize on that submission.
So that means that we need a collective action, not only the ministry, but within other players. For example, national water has to come on board. We have the private sector has to come on board, because much of the pollutants are coming from the private sector. So we need to have a collective. Already there is a team we are trying to engage to ensure that, again, there is minimum standards when it comes to extraction of pollutants into the water.
All right. This particular crisis came to light in the days after a very iconic week within the calendar of the Ministry of Water and Environment. That was the Uganda Water and Environment Week. A series of events, including discussions and sessions that sought to tackle the challenges that we face as a country, but also able to identify how we can improve our water resources for sustainable use. I think it was a timely event now that we are dealing with this particular crisis. Did the recommendations therein capture some of these issues, and how best do we look at continuing to engage on it in light of the next Uganda Water Week?
Yeah, thank you so much. It came at the right time. When we talk about the Uganda Environment Week, normally we try to focus more on the week itself. However, when you talk about the Uganda Environment Week, we have the pre-event activities, the event itself, which is a full week. Then we have the post-event activities. Yeah. These are the activities after the Water and Environment Week. So these activities normally look at what were the recommendations and outcomes from the event. So this issue came at the right time. During the event, we had a number of events that happened, and each particular event or activity within the week had recommendations and outcomes. So we had it, let me just try, maybe to talk about what happened within the week specifically and how we are trying to ensure that we implement the recommendations. We had a total of 45 exhibitors within the week. So these were exhibiting the best innovative technologies, best practices within the water and environment management and development. So we had 31 side events. These side events were again looking at how best can we manage the resource.
That is water.
That is water and environment. Yeah. Then we had 93 paper presentations. So this is just presentations of policy, science and practice. So specifically for this, for what happened during the week. So what you talk about the algae and what, these are some of the things that we are presented during the week. So the week presented a platform whereby we could interact, we could learn, and also ensure that there is a connection between what is happening in the real life and also how we can try to ensure that there is a solution for the challenges we have within the water and environment. So some of the things that came out loudly when it came to from the event, we had the issue of information within the sector. It came out loudly that we need to share the information. Sharing information is not just by how do we share the information. However, there is need to ensure that we strengthen the digital transformation within the sector, such that the best way to have is to provide a solution to ensure that you have the best technologies, and this comes from the innovations, and this comes again from what are the challenges you have that you can try to ensure that there is. Then another thing of forecasting. Some things happen, yet you can have a solution prior to something happening. So again, it came out loudly that we need to ensure that we need to strengthen the forecasting arm within the sector to ensure that whatever we are sharing, it is of good quality. Then also there is an issue of adaptation and resilience. Also, it came out loudly within the week, where we need to develop adaptive policies and plans for the sector, and also we need to ensure that we have the infrastructure that we need for this. Then the issue of partnership and innovation. This again comes to what we've talked about. The issue of the bad smell, it's being handled by the ministry, but the ministry cannot handle it alone. So we need to come up with the private sector. That is again collaboration. How do we collaborate with private sector as the ministry? That's the best way we can ensure that we reduce or we try to maintain the standard of whatever is coming out from the industry as their waste.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm glad you speak of a committee that has been established to ensure that these interventions are managed and rolled out in a very coordinated way, because many times coordination is a big problem. We do hope to hear from that particular committee or the ministry that is leading it, so that we can be rest assured that the environment is not something that is going to be a threat to us in the years to come. Your very last words and the wrap for this.
Thank you so much. I want to thank the NTV, first of all, for this opportunity, to the ministry, for us to come here to ensure that there is that good flow of information between the ministry and the public. Then also I want to thank the partners that we worked with during the Uganda Environment Week. They did a very good job to ensure that issues concerning water, environment, their management and development is within the framework of the good governance of this country.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Francis Xavier Kizito, for that perspective and update on what's being done to address a very growing concern. The vagaries of health continue to beat at me, but I believe I will be better and this cold will be done with. Let me now go to my colleague.